Keith Scott, Black Video News, right here with none other than Grammy Award winning saxophonist, Mr. Kirk Whalum. How you doing, Kirk?
And I'm doing great, and I appreciate your portal, your window into your many fans, as well as all the people who will be curious and sign on. Hello to the people, and power to the people. That's what we gotta do, right?
Yes, sir. Kirk, I know you're out in LA and I know you're performing tonight. Tell us a little bit about the show tonight for our
Yes,
viewers.
sir. Well, first of all, it's at the Microsoft Theater, which is a very cool venue, right smack dab in the middle of Hollywood culture. And
Okay.
as well, I get to serve the entree in French. When we say entree, that actually means appetizer. You think about entree means entry, right? So
Right.
I'm going to be entree to the main course of the night, which will be the great Frankie Beverly, that great jazz musician, I call him, with the group Maze. And, what an awesome gumbo of musical influences that'll be represented at the Microsoft Theater in Hollywood tonight, man. And I'll get to have special guests with me from South Africa, from the X Factor South Africa, some names that you may not know yet, but you will. Uh,
Yeah, well, I wish we could be out there. I know that's going to be a remarkable show tonight. Been following you guys for years. I love you. I love Frankie, and I know it's going to be an awesome show. But I want to touch on your double CD that's out, The Gospel According to Jazz 4. Tell us a little bit about that project, Kurt.
Absolutely. Well, so chapter 4 of the Gospel According to Jazz, in order to really get it, you have to really think about where it came from. So chapter 1 came out of a big disappointment. I've been sharing with my friends from South Africa that disappointments are meant to be fuel for your future.
Right.
I need to write that down, actually, fuel for your future. At any rate, so for me, the big disappointment was getting dropped from Columbia Records. When that happened, my wife caught me before I had my pity party, and she said, okay, she's like, look at me in the eyes. She said, what can you do today that you couldn't do yet when you were a Columbia recording artist?
Right.
And it just like a ton of bricks, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do. And the first thing I did was I asked Jonathan Butler and I asked George Duke, and I asked these people who I had been touring with, if they would participate in it. And you know what, Jonathan, it took him a minute because he was busy. He ended up doing chapter 2. George said yes, he did all 3 chapters, and here we are at chapter 4, man. We got a Grammy on chapter 3. The song that I wrote it's called, it's What I Do. That's the name of the song that God is basically saying to us, don't worry about how I can love you. I do it because it's what I do. And here we are at chapter 4, man.
Yeah, I love the project. Also, you have a DVD too. Also, with that composition. What's the DVD all about, Kurt?
Right. So the Gospel According to Jazz series, all of them, all 4 chapters are live. So it's a live experience. It's in the moment. It's like a snapshot of all of the things that we're working on, our influences, all the things that are happening in our world, whether
Right.
that's my world personally or the world in general. That's what it is. So it's live. The DVD, it's a double CD. All of that is live music. So it's not something that you put together piece by piece. It like happens. Now there's a lot of work that goes into preparing for it, but just one night is what you're getting. And boy, it's powerful because what you're doing is letting go and inviting the divine, the Savior, to participate in the process. When that happens, there's always going to be something greater, always something that you couldn't do on your own. And this DVD, this CD is no different. It's something extraordinary. And the more you look at it, the more you listen to it, the more you realize that it couldn't have been just you.
Yeah, it shows your creativity as an artist to transition with a composition like that. We love it, man. It's great, great project. And also, I know you have some distinguished guests with you. I know you're from Memphis, Tennessee native. That's where my family's from, my mom's family. But also, let's talk about the X Factor because a guy from Memphis, Tennessee has been going over in South Africa doing work too also. Tell us how that come about, man, with the X Factor in South Africa.
That's right. Well, you know what? I want you to meet two people. First of all, Wandile, better known as Bubbles.
Okay.
And then that's Gavin over there.
Hello.
Hi,
And,
how are you all doing?
We're
We're
good.
good. We're good.
These are
Good,
two of the
good.
artists to meet when I was there and got to hear them sing and duke it out up there on stage. They're all one big family, and they really blessed me the way that they are all pursuing the same thing, but with an empathy for each other and support for each other. And so now, Vodacom is taking it to the next level for these artists as well as many other folks in the emerging economy of South Africa to present to the world just a continuation of the greatness of South African music.
Okay, so for our viewers, can you introduce both of them? Give
Yes.
us their names again, Kurt.
Okay, so Bubbles, her name is Wandile, but you can't help it. You start
Bubbly.
singing,
She's
it's
bubbly.
about Bubbles.
Okay.
And that's Gavin, who actually is bringing up the South African rock and roll, pop, strong presence on the stage.
Both vocalists, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, both are talented. I did look at a clip of both of you all. I love you all's creations and gift. You're doing a great job. Welcome to the United States. And I hope you all get to show us as Americans your gifts and your talents while you're here. You're with a great, great guy. And I just hope all is well and you enjoy being here in the United States. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. We've had a ball. We can't wait for time because we get to jam with this man on stage.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Woo!
Okay. Well, I got a question for Bubbles. Bubbles, what's one of your favorite songs far as you are? Tell us a little bit. What's your style when we talk about your gift in singing?
Well, just to sum it up a bit, I would think Jill Scott, but in vernacular, which means in South African language, which is isiZulu or isiXhosa. So
Okay.
imagine Jill Scott, that kind of music. That's my kind of vibe. I love jazz, I love soul music, and at the same time, I'm very loud and bubbly, which is why I'm called Bubbles. So it's of my personality and the music that I do, because usually people who I'm much more of a conservative kind who are quiet, but I'm like all over the place at the same time when I get on stage. I portray my character in what I do, in the music that I do. So yeah.
Okay, great.
Very old
Great. So
school.
I've got the same question for you too, sir. He said rock and roll. Give us a little idea who you kind of pattern yourself off of.
Well, the funny thing is that I was in a band and we were very roll, but there's a lot of country that keeps seeping back in. Hence why I spent some time in Nashville as well. But I tend to, with all the bands like Matchbox 20 and even Nickelbacks and all that, you have this. It's all about story. That's what the nice thing I liked. I sort of, when I started singing and started the band, was in the grunge, and Pearl Jam used to just write these amazing stories, and that's what got it for me. And as well, it's the roster there, so everyone wants to spend with the rock and roll. But funny enough, I probably could be a country star.
Well, thanks. You all show us Americans how it's done over in South Africa. Kirk, I've got to ask you this question, And I know I'm not going to keep you long. I know you got to get ready to perform tonight. But you've done a lot of different tributes with your gift. You've done some for Mandela, for George Duke, rest in peace, and then also Wayman Tisdale, the same thing. Is there anybody in the future that you're going to be doing anything to with a tribute?
Right. So, I mean, that's a tricky thing because, I certainly don't want to mention names of people, that,
Of course.
okay, I want them to pass away.
Right, I understand.
Right, but as far as doing tributes, that's something that has to, for me, it has to be natural. It can't be contrived. I don't want to do that. Every now and then we'll do something like, for instance, we did Stevie Wonder, All I Do. That song became really big in South Africa in particular, and in some other markets. So it's just a matter of me naturally loving Stevie's music, and it was a great suggestion from a great producer, Paul Brown. And so things came together, right? But what I obviously prefer doing is getting in there and woodshed and writing my own music. So the Gospel According to Jazz Chapter 4 is heavy on that. It's heavy on my compositions, and even collaborating with other great writers. You mentioned Nashville. The great Benita Hill is behind the scenes, but she's one of the great writers there in Nashville. And the song "I See You" from this new record is really powerful, and it's something that, again, it represents that collaboration with a great country writer.
Okay. Well, when do you think you're going to be back in the state of Texas, Kirk?
I love coming to Texas. Man, I was just there last month. Of course, I kind of cut my teeth in Texas musically, and I love coming back. I have not had many offers from the Dallas area. I'm not feeling the love lately.
Okay.
I don't know what's with that. So I don't know, maybe I need to make some calls, but, maybe I'm hoping. But we'll be in Austin very soon. We're doing Gospel According to Jazz Christmas Tour for the 4th year now. And, man, we are looking forward to it with Gerald Albright and the great Norman Brown and Kevin West. Stoddard, so it's going to be fun.
Okay, well, we'll be looking forward to it, and hopefully BVN can get to your next show, and we love to be there. I like to stay connected to see what's going on with you in the future, and I want to thank you for taking the time out to talk to us, even with your distinguished guests. Thank you so much, Kirk.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Bless you, man.
All right, well, God bless and keep up the good work and good luck. And thank you all so much for taking the time out today, okay?
See you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Keith Scott, Black Video News with Grammy Award-winning saxophonist, Mr. Kirk Whalum, 2 distinguished guests from South Africa. Thanks, Black Video News.